Oh, got the beat going in the background.
Yeah, it's tricky though, because when we did this the first time, I tried going with the flow, and it actually comes in late, I think. So, well, we're back. It hasn't been 5 years like the last time, so I think that's a win, RJ. I don't know about you.
I would say that is definitely a win. We're actually earlier than expected. I thought we would do it monthly, but we're actually this is week three since then.
Yeah, well, I got things to say, so there's that. I always have things to say, I guess, but I am I know what I'm talking about in the worst of ways. So I'm pretty sure I predicted that I would lose the next three games, and that's what's happened so far. So I don't know how the last 3 weeks have been for you, RJ.
Surprisingly, actually, I think I've gone 2-1, so better than predicted. But I could still my ceiling was I was gonna suspect 2 for 2, so that could still happen this week. It
Yeah,
depends all on if Sam actually sets up his lineup.
yeah. Sam is kind of well out of the. Let's look at the bottom tier things so far. I definitely am a part of them. Dan is as well. I think we can throw Adam in there, but I think he had a good week last week or the week before. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
And
think he's slowly made a recovery.
I think Sam kind of rounds it off. What actually is, and I believe that we said this. I wish I would have wrote stuff down, but I think we said that the Austin Bums had a chance to be the most maybe the strongest team, and I think they've proven that. Given that even Taylor's team and his army of preschoolers have come together to really make a name for themselves. Given that their lowest win is three, whereas two out of the our MHSOG one. Well, at least we got two in teams, me and Dan. And it looks like OG2 also has two in teams, but the other older guys have a 1-6 team and a 2-5 team. So
No, yeah,
there's no parity in that league.
yeah,
There's
I do
two.
believe that we call that out. The older
Yeah,
guys, it would be very a high disparity in terms of that division, and similar with the yeah exactly the OG one.
well, I'm glad we know what we're talking about. So, I this last week got, I'm sorry, yeah, in the last couple of weeks have got my genetic test again from 23andMe. Fool me once, right? And then they declare bankruptcy me, but fool me twice. Well, I don't know any cheaper way to get lab tests done in an efficient manner. But besides that, I think um, what they should add is fantasy football competency because the Matches brothers clearly have some type of genetic link going on. Just kidding. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Sam, it makes sense. I think that whenever we add people, it seems to go one of two ways. Again, I'm just generally speaking, but it's like the person maybe tries but ends up failing, or maybe they never tried at all and they kind of suck. Or they're the people that, and then they kind of just fall off, or the people that go like really hard and they go really well. But it's, those first people you bring in seem to have a hard time, walking the middle line. They usually go really hard or really soft, I guess. So.
I mean, to be fair, also like when I talk with other people, like not a lot of people do fab like we do, which is an
Mhm.
interesting concept. A lot of people don't do that, and so if this
That's
is Sam's
interesting.
first league doing fab, he only has 23 fab left. So I mean, it's
I wonder what he spent it on. That's crazy. What are do you know what other people do? I thought FAB was or FAB, whatever you want to call it, was kind of like normal.
no, I mean, people just do what we used to do. Like there was no fab, you just do the waiver wire pickup, kind of like depending on where, like, I guess the priority list is it's like a snake if you use it the last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, ours is technically like that as well. I mean, it's still there on the background, but it's the priority is how much you put forward at first. So we still have that lineup. So to break the ties, but the first thing is definitely how much money that you put in.
Yeah. A lot of people just don't have that extra layer like we do. And so when I was trying to talk it with some of my people, my friends at work, they were like, "Oh, interesting." They're like, "I don't know if I would play if my league did Fav," and I was like, "Well, it does actually add that extra layer of competitiveness, at least for us." Just because
Yeah, at
I
least
do think,
attentiveness.
yeah, I mean, I do think our league is a little more competitive, or I would say is definitely above average in terms of competitiveness. to
I'm
other
2-5.
leagues.
I can't talk about competitiveness, so it's
Oh,
in
I
my
meant just in
contract.
general as a league. It's like a lot of people seem to be very active on the waiver wire trying to do pickups. I
Oh
am
my
in two other
gosh, did you
leagues, and
see
it's not like
David?
this.
Did you see Mr. David Mai out up at like 3 a.m.? I don't know if he's in the central time zone, but he was up, I believe, at like 3 a.m. making wave, like right after the thing. Yeah, 20
No,
hours
yeah,
ago. So that's 2
no,
a.m. Bro was up at 2 a.m. picking up
dude,
the
dude
tight
takes
end.
this seriously. There's a reason he's three-time champ. Like he's up
Yeah.
and ready to go once the waivers hit, and he's like, all right, if no one picked anything up, I'm gonna make this pick, and this pick. I used to be like that. I'm not like that anymore. I don't have it in me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just what happens. You know, you get older and you lose your steam. David, if you're listening to this and you're a real one, I need to know, were you awake at 2 a.m. or did you set an alarm to wake up at 2 a.m. or even quite possibly you went to bed so early from excitement that you woke up at 2 a.m. and you went to
To
bed
be
at like
fair, he
6?
also does have another little one, so he probably has that sleep schedule where he's not sleeping very well.
Mm, that's the
If I
secret, guys. You want to know the secret to waiver wire pickups? Have a child. So
so you're always
I didn't know he had kids, man. That's crazy. Sometimes I feel bad. You know, we've been in the league forever. I don't know about people's lives. But at the
yeah
same time, though, two ways, right, RJ?
yeah
Relationships
fair
go
point.
two ways. David's
Ask
pretty
Danny.
quiet in our league.
Yeah, but also there's Daniel too. So
What about that? Sorry, you mean with Sarge or what?
no, I'm just saying, letting us know if there's an update.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Sarge.
Oh, okay, my bad.
That's his son's name. Still, he gives us an update, and even then, maybe afterwards.
Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't know that was the name. I didn't know. I thought you
No, I
like
just
I didn't know his ranking. I was like, maybe he's a sergeant. Oh, I don't know.
yeah. Dan is a sergeant actually. He's moved up a lot, and I'm very
Oh,
proud of him.
see,
He doesn't need to hear that, but he's done a lot, and it's great. So he's making a lot of money doing not a lot of work. I can say that proudly, and
we love Dan.
glad the administration got a way to pay him his paycheck allegedly. So. Anyway, on another back to fantasy football, this is a strange thing that happened. It's 100% true. Before the crazy day that I had today, I'm pretty sure it was today. I dreamed that I actually did pick up Legat, and then I realized when I woke up, actually I never did that, and Jason took him from me. So, and it's kind of crazy that he got him for no dollars. So sometimes I look at it and it's pretty crazy. Like I think that for me, again, I haven't been the best, but like Bam Knight still being available, I dropped him, even though I should have kept him because he did pretty well. But the fact that he's splitting carries and nobody even picked him up on the waiver is pretty crazy, in my opinion. Um, I think it's funny, RJ. RJ, you got to tell me what's up with Joe Flacco. Why did you?
Huh? With Joe
Why?
Flacco? Did you see what he did last week?
Yes, Thursday. I'm telling you, man, Thursday night games are a gamble. Like people become like all stars,
But
Hall
look
of
who
Fame quarterbacks.
he's playing the Jets,
Yeah, yeah, but
and
they have a full week.
that's fair. But he has Jamar Chase and T Higgins.
It's true.
Like,
Actually, he got tore it up. Actually, I was really surprised how well
and
he threw.
I don't know who's on the Jets D line to even try to. I mean, like fingers crossed he doesn't get hit and hurt. But I'm just like
Hmm.
after seeing him last week, I was like, I'll give him a stream this week. Just because
Yeah,
Justin Fields is in the air, and I'm just like, all right, well, I need someone who could potentially give me big numbers. So
yeah.
let me go to the guy that has Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
100%. That makes sense. Far from me to judge. I mean, I started Dylan Gabriel the last 2 or 3 weeks, but at the same time, also, I would say that I didn't believe I had any hope of winning. I think if you review the tape and go back the last 3 weeks, you will see that no matter what, unless I got extremely lucky with waiver wire pickups every week, I had zero chance of winning every week that I played. And so shout out to Tyler, who continues to give me the benefit of the doubt, even though he doesn't have to, in the sense of like he attributes my record to my to my very high points against. But yeah, it's not that. I just have a terrible team. So and it's been slowly like decreasing, I think, every week. So yeah, 80, and then before that was also 80, and then before that was 100. So but I have been scored on at least 120 points every single week the last couple of weeks. So most people wouldn't have made it out anyway. But in this case, I'm in a place where I knew that I never had a chance. So it hurts a little less.
I mean, yeah, going further into that and kind of reflecting on my week, I was like, the only reason I'm doing somewhat decent
Yeah.
is the revival of my boy Lad McConkey. Oh my gosh. Thank God I held on
Mm.
to him because he was doing absolutely nothing for the first 4 weeks, and now he's actually
Right.
averaging like at least 12 points. And then, yeah, I guess for now, my area of improvement is the tight end position and any other flex position. I've given up on holding on to one defense. I'm just streaming defenses, and
Nice.
I know
Seems
our
like a lot of
guys
people are
are.
doing that.
Yeah, I know guys are listening to the podcast, so surprised Caleb decided to pick up the Chargers, considering how.
Hey, Caleb's a guru. All right, I'm just gonna call it right now. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah,
I think I made fun of him during the draft. It's recorded. I think I had more respect for him 3 weeks ago, but the man is 6-1. So
that's fair. That's
you
fair.
can say that a lot of it was Christian McCaffrey and how that bet paid off. I think he fell. Let me see. He's to the sixth pick, seventh pick. Understandably so, but the man has picked right. Rashi Rice like exploded.
Oh
And
no,
again,
yeah.
I don't know if Caleb had the foresight of this, but now that he is now 6 weeks in, he not only has guaranteed 20 points from Hertz, guaranteed 20 from McCaffrey, appears to have a guaranteed from 20 points from Rashid Rice now, and then also has Tucker Kraft, who for the most part gets about 10 points, or at least, so he has every week his floor just from those people is probably 80, and then it just comes down to whoever else he
No, for
wants.
sure.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember him because he was sitting beside me draft week, and I was like, he was actually making some genuine moves that I was like, oh, I was very surprised by, and I was like,
dang.
because I was gonna hold off for Rasheed Rice. He was gonna be my sleeper pick, and he got him right before me. I thought that was a good move. He was like, I don't know if this is a good move, but I'm gonna go for it, and he did. And I was like, dang it. But
Yeah.
yeah, his floor is yeah, it's a good 80 a week guaranteed, and then
That's my ceiling
like
right now.
it's my ceiling is like it's like 100 a week. I'm getting lucky right now. I think I still don't, I'm still not super confident in my team. I'm just gonna keep trying to play it out for the rest of the year and depend on this waiver wires. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not super. As long as I'm in the middle of the pack and have like I can at least compete for a playoff spot. That's all I want.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely competing for something. So, uh,
Well, it's hard for me because I
so
have Caleb in my division, which is really hard.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Let's look at the divisions. I think right now. Well, before we do that, I guess was there anything else that you wanted to talk about in the last 3 weeks? I haven't really been paying attention too much, with the other ones that I kind of touched on, I think I have. So I guess, sorry, I'll say this. Yeah, Dan and I are basically boned. I think Dan is lacking a quarterback is what his main issue is. And then also the hit or miss of Jamar Chase, but hopefully that increases. Adam, of course, with his, I don't know how much, I wasn't there. RJ, you can do the recap. How much of it was really him depending on AI? It's just like,
No, he definitely utilized AI, and that was his
okay.
strategy. And while it was a good strategy at first, the injuries have kind of killed him. And
That's true too, because he had Malik Neighbors, I think.
injuries, and then like there were just
Maybe
no
not.
running backs available, so he doesn't have a dependable running back floor.
Well, and then I would also say the quarterback thing, which I had. So like my ceiling was 80, but with Lamar, it really goes up to like 100 to 110, actually. So like Lamar
Wait, is he
really
back?
helped. Yeah, he'll be back this week finally.
Oh, okay.
So I mean that was the bigger, if I recall correctly, that was my biggest, point to why I'm never going to win. Even if the other guys do really well, I like the odds of me finding a quarterback every week to, stream a quarterback every week to get 25 or 30 points is going to be like crazy. So anyway, but yeah, T Higgins is coming alive again with Joe Flacco, the guy that you picked up. I think that he needs a better. I hate Trevor Lawrence. I really do. I mean,
I do. I don't either. I don't like him.
he's had, I guess, 4 20-point games. So I guess he's 50-50, but I just think you need a more reliable running back. I'm sorry, quarterback. But as you said as well, I don't think he has a stable, well, Charbonnet. Anyway,
Charbonnet, yeah.
Adam,
I mean,
good.
I mean, I feel like most backfields are just going 50-50 split, so you can't really depend on at least that the Seahawks is having more of a split. There's not a lot of bell cows in the league, and so yeah, I don't think if you don't have the bell cows, your floor for a running back is maybe like 8 to 10 points a week if you're
Yeah,
lucky.
yeah, like a Chase Brown level.
Yeah. basically. Basically, Chase Brown. Yes. Wait, he didn't increase with Joe Flacco on the team now?
No, actually, again, I
I
think
thought he did improve.
he did, but again, I would attribute that mainly towards it being a Thursday night game because, in fact, the Pittsburgh defense traditionally has been exceptionally well. Now, we can say that due to the greatness of 40-year-old Joe Flacco in expanding the passing game so that they didn't have the running game available. But yeah, he actually Chase Brown broke 100 yards for that.
Sheesh.
And in fact, I did, I think, a sports bet against him in sleeper that he would get less than 40 yards because he had not gotten more than 50 yards every single, like for the first 6 games. My guy, not even joking, has not gotten more than 50 yards. Some of them he only had like, okay, so in Minnesota, I'm looking at it now. He had 3 yards on 10 attempts. And against Detroit, he had 27 yards on 8 attempts. And then all of a sudden he has 11 attempts and 108 yards. So doesn't make sense, but that's just how things go. And again, like I said, Thursday nights are so hard when you're playing them or when you're looking back at them because I don't know if it's a short weekend or I don't know like what else may be involved, but like it just really like creates these extraordinary performances or it creates people that just like bust completely. So
Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like Thursday nights games are either it's like a booming game or it's like a just a
exactly.
really terrible game. There's never just like a mediocre week for the Thursday night games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess if there is anything else to reflect on, is that like also being able to pick up Stafford and Fields was good for me initially, and
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
Fields has just been falling off, and so uh, I think I got lucky being able to pick Max Stafford off the waiver. I don't know who had him before then, but
I don't know that anybody had him.
my quarterback situation beforehand was absolutely terrible. And then I did pick up Christian Watson. I'm hoping he comes back soon. That's going to be another boom or bust receiver for me just to kind of play around
Sure.
with, hopefully.
Yeah, I
Uh
think going forward. Sorry, go ahead.
no. I think that's about it. Like I just I'm literally playing like my only way to stay competitive is to play the waiver wire and free agents every week, and
Yeah.
that's the only way I'm able to stay competitive anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is now. I mean, we're still at a crux point. I think we're at towards the halfway point of the league, or at least the remaining games that we have. So it's looking pretty dicey. In 16 teams, I don't really know how it's going to pan out. Generally speaking, I think that the win number to gain is like 7. 8 is usually pretty safe, but it's not entirely safe. But 7 is usually like on the line. 6 is like rare, but you could get in if everybody else sucks. If you only can get 5 wins, you kind of have no shot. 9 again is
Yeah,
kind of in a
fair.
really safe zone once you hit 9. So some of the guys are already almost there. They just have to win half their games, and I think they'll be considered safe for the good playoffs. But again, maybe 16 teams changes it. But going forward, really throwing it back to what you said at the beginning, I would agree that the need to work the waiver wire is going to become more important because I think that again, I really think that having one player is going to help somebody, win or not. And then that win will eventually help them out later. So, like, now is the time to find the people that were suspended or find the people that are hurt and that are coming back again and being able to stash them is pretty important, in my opinion. Like, I think Steve picked up Darius Slayton, who's been hurt for a couple of games. And
Yeah.
I think people probably fell that off, but it was a great pickup, in my opinion, because Dart's been balling out
Oh
straight
no,
up.
yeah.
Like Tyree, I think that helped really turn Tyree's season around. Not saying it turned it around, but like really helped him in that. Again, I think he may have. I haven't been following his season, but I know that Dart has been doing really well, and then him since picking him up has been really important for Tyree, um, especially over like Kyler. So,
But he might be fried this
but
week because he has a lot of buys.
yeah, but it's just like one. Yeah,
But
20 week, it's whatever.
no. But you say like one game can make everything, and he's only at 5 wins right now. So like
I I agree.
if he goes on a
Yeah.
losing streak, it could turn around. Not, Tyler, I'm not wishing anything against you. I'm just saying like one game does matter. It can matter, and you don't want to be on the other end of it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely true. I mean, you're right. That's what I said, and it's true. When it comes to 5 games, I would be a little bit less worried about a bye. But you're right, and everybody has to do it. For me, I guess it didn't matter, but last week would have been nicer if Lamar could have came back. But anyway, so everybody has to deal with the buys. Anyway,
That's
so
fair.
let's look at
But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just trying to bring it back to Steven's example. I remember he had like a 2-win team at some point, and then he just won like 7 straight to go into playoffs or
nice.
something like that. And I'm just like, it could happen. Like for someone like Sean or Sam, like they could. I don't know. I
Wow.
mean, if something amazing happens, it happens. But like,
RJ's put the juju on himself. The run starts this
no,
week, RJ.
I'm right in the middle, man. I just trying to stay in the middle of the pack. I don't want anything against me. I'm just saying there are things that can happen in fantasy. Whatever the fantasy gods deem is going to happen is going to happen. At
Yeah.
least that's what
I mean,
Danny would say it.
yeah, I mean, I think that it's been, there's not really any division besides, I'm sorry, the Austin Bums that have like real parity in the sense that I think that they're vying for number one. I guess number one and number two are really might be switching, but like they're becoming like, especially OG1, MHSOG1. Joe's probably going to take it unless he has a catastrophic like collapse. He's probably going to be the number one seed. So looking at the other, I believe, three seats that are available, it'll be interesting because again, it kind of seems like it's hovering around that 7-win number,
Hmm.
which is still within the reach for some people because we have, I believe, 6 or 7 more weeks. So winning 5 out of 7 games is going to be challenging, but it's not impossible. And then I think the thing I really like about it again is that Steve had set it up so that we're facing our other people in our standings as well. Um, I'm sorry, within our divisions. But okay, sorry. Yeah, let's go into what did I talk about? Matches this week. Sorry.
Matchups this week. Yep, matchups
Yeah,
this week. So
yeah. I
we
don't know if you
have,
go ahead.
yeah, we have me versus Sam. So
Nice.
I
Talk your talk, boy.
I I'm not gonna talk any mess. Like right now he has a lot of buys, so if he doesn't make any moves, then
Mm,
wait, let me see how many buys he has. He has one,
I count
two,
4.
3, 4. Okay, so like he literally has to drop everyone. So no matter what he does, he would have one person to buy unless he just picks everyone up. So
Yeah, he
for
actually has 5
now,
if you
I,
count
I'm
his
I'm gonna
power
say that
powers.
I'm predicting me coming out on top. I'm gonna say that. Then we
Yeah,
have Arlem versus Caleb, which is I think is this is gonna be the match of the
surprisingly,
week.
yeah, 6-1s.
It's the
I shouldn't
matchups
say
of the six
surprisingly.
and ones. Let's see, we got Mahomes versus Hurts, A
Mm,
Chain versus McCaffrey, Diggs, and Booty. That'll be interesting.
yeah,
Quentin Johnston, actually, I don't think Quentin Johnston's a good pickup anymore. I think he's going downhill, especially with the rise of the tight end on the
dang,
Chargers. So
dang.
I think his targets are going to go down. And
Straight from the
then,
Chargers' mouth.
unfortunately, that's what I see. That tight end is very impressive. I thought about picking him up, but I decided not
Mm.
to. And then, yeah, in terms of this matchup, I think I have Caleb on this matchup. I don't know. You have any thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, 100%. I'd pick Caleb every time just on paper, especially just the staple of having Christian McCaffrey, who should have been the number one round pick, especially after getting demolished by 41 points. Thankfully, for my own sanity and my own mental health, I did not. The game was already lost for me. I mean, going into Monday, so I didn't even pay attention to that game, but it's always pleasant to wake up and see that somebody scores 40 points on you. And it's fine. It's fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
McCaffrey has that ability to just go off, and unlike some other running backs. All right, going into the next matchup, we have Danny versus David, which is I'm just gonna overwhelmingly say it's probably gonna go to David unless Danny's
Yeah,
willing to
100%.
drop Jared Goff, Kenneth Walker, Jameson Williams, Trey McBride, and his kicker, and
Yeah,
completely
it's
pick
not.
everyone else up. He's not gonna do
It's
that.
not. One of the challenges of having such a small bench, I guess, is in these scenarios where somebody has, I think even just having two buy players, it gets tricky because unless you really hate everybody in your bench and like you just have them, I mean, you don't really have any stash plays. Like you kind of have to like get to a point where it's like either make a hard decision or like just play without players. So yeah.
Yeah. And so I think after the season on that vote of an extra spot will be crucial. However, I do think it's making things a little bit more interesting this year for now. Like exactly like you said, even two buys hurts. That's me this week. Like I'm gonna have to decide if I want to keep Taysom Hill or just pick up another tight end.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That'll be some thoughts for me after the pod. So, but yeah, I think it's overwhelmingly going to go to David. In the next matchup, we have Adam versus Sean, and I think this is another situation of buys for Adam, is what I'm seeing.
Oof.
Um, but
Yeah,
just
we can
go.
make it
I
up.
mean, it's a battle of two for fives. Can I really say that there's going to be one overwhelming winner?
Man, the man said it. The man said it. Honestly,
Uh,
I look at Sean's team and I'm like, how has the man only had, 2 wins? I feel like, let me look at his points or if he's gotten destroyed. There's always that one unlucky fellow that has, like, that truly, not me, but truly has the worst points against and then also has a high points for.
well, to be fair, he had Addison, so he was waiting for Addison this year, so early
Mm,
on. So I think he could make a little run here in a bit.
yeah.
He does have Amon-Ra's on a bye this week, but just looking at what I'm seeing now, I think I'm gonna take Sean. Um,
I'm trying to look and see, like, Chris Olave, has he even done it? Yeah, Chris Olave's been on the up and up. Vidal as well. Like, he didn't have
I
a
think
very good game.
Stevenson's not the greatest
And he
for
has
him right
10
now.
times? Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm very surprised again that Sean hasn't been doing better. Maybe he could inform us on why that is. But that's just really unfortunate. If I had his team to be 2-5,
He could
I
turn
would
it
still pick
around.
Sean.
Yeah, I think Sean, not like overwhelmingly, but I think, yeah, I think that's kind of where I would put my money on if I had to. Then we have
I see.
another matchup with Tyler versus Michael, who's also been very quiet in our league.
Yeah.
Um, why is it? Oh, so Tyler's getting hit with a lot of buys, is what I'm
Hmm.
seeing.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting to see if he's gonna be willing to take a loss this week or drop someone to put in for Jameer Gibbs.
I bet he'll just take an L. Actually, well, yeah. Especially because the waiver wire is already pretty thin. If he hasn't worked it, I think he'll just take an L. Sometimes I
Honestly,
remember. Go ahead.
no, no, no. Yeah, I mean, he could, but like, I, I'd be willing to drop if I was Tyler. I'd be willing to drop Cup
I was
and
yeah.
look on the waiver wire for someone to fill in that flex spot.
Yeah, poor Cup, man. It kind of makes me sad. Dude was like a baller 4 years ago, and now look at him. He's on the Seahawks,
I
barely
mean,
getting
it just happens to those players. I think it's just all the
scraps.
injuries just add up. It's kind of like that Odell Beckham kind of scenario. Just once you start getting injured, it just starts adding up.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think there's anything more to it? Like for example, Devontae Adams has been, and now some of that is fortuitous because Puka continues to get hurt, but Devontae Adams has been an absolute beast, and he's 32, and I think part of it is his size, but still, man, the guy is like just tearing it up at 32, and I believe Cup is the same age, and like I said, fighting for scraps.
Yeah, but how much of it was McVay too? I think like they didn't have a lot of other receiving options at that time.
Mm,
Like it was like what Van Jefferson, Cooper Cup. They had that tight end. I forgot his name. But yeah, like they had to go to someone, and so I think because of that, he just forced it towards Cup.
mm.
I mean, he was still very good. He was the triple king that season, I think.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so in 2021.
but then like yeah, soon after that, Puka came into the picture, and so like if I had to throw someone, I'm throwing a Puka. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the route running. Like it's just unfortunate that that happened, but like yeah, I think under McVay he just tends to like one specific receiver and kind of goes that way. He doesn't really. I mean, I think that's also maybe been Stafford's career too. Like Calvin Johnson, like he usually has that one go-to guy, and then other receivers around him are kind of like not necessarily mediocre, but they like it's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll throw to that person if Calvin isn't open, or if
Yeah.
Cup or Puka is not open. So now he's going to be depending a lot more on Devontae. So Devontae is going to be looking really good for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I hope so. But it was I don't know how long Puka's out, but it was interesting to actually. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that morning game, but like it was so funny because yeah, he scored 3 touchdowns. Yeah, he got 25 points, but it's like so very clearly to me like an outlier because he had very low targets, and basically the only time he threw to him was just kind of like you said, or it was like just schemed towards tossing it up in the end zone. And I think it's either Stafford or it's McVay or them both of them. But like basically once they have like a hot hand going, they kind of want to just like keep like you know building
Yeah,
that
go
up.
with it. No, for
Yeah,
sure,
he's
exactly.
like he
I
already
think that's
had
what they
one
do.
touchdown, so let's see if we can get two. And then if you can get two, well, we might as well try to get three. So. But they don't use him for anything else outside of that, or hardly anything else. At least that game, I should say. So,
I mean, he's a big target, and like that's exactly what A-Rod would do to him. Is like if you see Devontae in the end zone, just throw it to somewhere where he can kind of get his hands on it, or even like Hopkins back in the day.
hmm
But yeah, I think this week I'm taking Michael unless Tyler makes a move to fill in that.
and
Then I'm probably gonna go Tyler.
it's kind of tough, man, because I feel like a lot of these matchups are like default to the, even my match. I don't know what's next on yours, but even my matchup with Taylor is like it's almost like I mentioned earlier in the group chat. It's I don't mean to be insulting, but like my team is cooked. Like I should just throw it in if I can't win this week. The man has one, two, three. He has two buys. He has Chris Godwin, who's already been determined to be out. Njoku, who probably looks like he's going to get out. And so, yeah, it's that same thing of like, who's he going to drop? Who's he going to want to get rid of? I guess he can get rid of the kicker. He doesn't need him, but still, he's looking at a flex that's probably going to have to not be played or dropping somebody that's there. But even from that, like, also, have you even heard of Ryan Flournoy?
Yeah,
And
I have.
he's his
I
flex
don't know
spot.
why he's trending. I don't know why he's trending though.
Yeah, I don't know either. So I'm looking at him now, but he had one good game against the Jets where he had 9 targets and a lot of yardage. But I think CeeDee Lamb was out there in that game as well. So anyway, so he basically has three. Taylor basically has three people that he needs to replace. Um, yeah,
I
and
mean, in
so
terms of that, I'm going to take you, Marky. In terms of that, I
yeah,
think your team should be able
Lamar
to pull it off.
Jackson's back. DeAndre Swift, surprisingly, I think they're starting to realize that he is daddy and that he needs the ball more. So glad he has back-to-back 100-yard
But
seasons. I mean, 100-yard
look at
games.
who his head coach is. That dude is terrible.
It's fine, Debo Samuel. Hopefully, he had this just outrageous, just pouring salt in the wound. Debo Samuel on
He,
track,
he doesn't
same
have Jaden
pattern.
this week. That's the only worry.
That's all right. He's still a star. Eric Minor, I'm just holding on to. Honestly, this guy's going to be in my lineup the whole way. I'm like, I will live and die on this hill. I've seen him play. He's a large guy. I think he has that ability to be somebody like, um, a younger Devonte Adams. But I don't know if it's Cam Ward. They fired the Tennessee coach, so maybe that'll help. I know that Cameron Dyke or whatever his name was, Kamari Dyke,
Yeah, yeah.
who Caleb picked up, kind of was the star of that. And again, to me, I think that's more about scheming because Ayo Minor we kind of became the number one look since Calvin Ridley got hurt. And then I
Yeah.
think that Dyke kind of picked up everything else because they weren't really focusing on him and he wasn't going against the number one DB and stuff like that. So um, I really believe that he will pay off as Ward gets better, hopefully as the offense gets better, and then Ayo
I
Minor
think it's
becomes
just a
better.
coaching issue. That's what I think it is. It's
Yeah,
coaching.
they also don't get a lot of end zone targets,
Yeah,
I
they're
should
not in
say.
the end
So
zone a lot.
they would look for him anyway. I really like my team, but I think, of course, I'm biased and I'm favorable to it. But I think as the numbers have shown now that we're halfway through, of like the only real one that has steadily produced has been Lamar Jackson, and he's been out the last 3 weeks. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully Chase comes back for you, but yeah, I think I'm taking you this week.
thanks
And
by default from the.
just because of the sheer amount of buys that I'm seeing in a lot of Taylor's team and a lot of other people's team. And
I'll take it
actually,
how I get
like,
it.
and kind of going back to the Tyler and Michael matchup, even if Tyler does pick someone up, I think I would still pick Michael actually if I'm looking at matchups. But I am
Nice.
curious on your thoughts on what's going up with this running back for Washington. Like, I think he's only got one good game this season. Like, what is going on with him?
Are you talking about Mickles or the guy with the hyphenated name?
Krosky, Ja'Cory
Krosky.
Krosky Merritt.
Is that Bill?
Oh, wait, his name's Bill? Why is his name
Uh,
Bill?
I can't remember if it's Corey Krosky, but I think they call him Bill. It's just like a nickname that he has. And
Oh, interesting.
I can't remember at this point. So I
Yeah, I
think he
don't
had potential.
understand what Washington is doing with their running back situation, but I guess they're doing run by committee.
Yes, they kind of are. So, but it kind of seems like I don't know what Dan Quinn is trying to do, but it seems like to me that Bill is the guy who should be the number one. But for one reason or another, they're not committing to having a bell cow of a back. So I don't even know if Jacory Krosky, sorry, whatever his name is, even has the build for being a bell cow. So
I mean, maybe I don't know. I haven't. To be fair, I also haven't watched a lot of games this season, so I don't
I didn't
know.
realize that. Who's Team Black Cops? I forget.
Michael, Mr. Work.
Thank you. Michael Warwick, I'm sorry, it's late. I didn't realize he had Judkins. Judkins actually has been like a pleasant surprise for me,
Yeah.
honestly. I remember that first week whenever I got Ford and he gave me basically a goose egg. But then Judkins, figured out whatever he needed to do and has been solid ever since. So
Wait, you had him?
no, no, no. I was just I've been tracking him because the first week I had taken
Ah,
Ford because I was like, I really thought that Ford was going to be what Judkins was and did not really give Judkins a chance, but Ford actually sucked. And of course, Judkins has taken over. So
got
yeah,
you. Okay. I mean, that makes
Did
sense.
we,
Yeah, yeah.
no, we didn't go through Steven because I would have remembered.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Going through Steven and Jason, a matchup. This is
Is this the final one
looking.
that we actually have to like make a decision?
No, and then we have another pretty good matchup in
Okay, good.
Joe and Forrest. But yeah, we have two
We'll
more
save the best for
matchups.
last.
This matchup's looking pretty good actually. Assuming with
Mm.
Lamar back, Henry will have a good game. That the running
Mm.
backs might cancel out unless JT just decides to go off. I think the quarterbacks will
Stevie
cancel
could have
out.
had Devontae Adams.
Let's see. I'm taking London over Leggett. Uh,
Ah,
I
Jonathan
think
Taylor
Moore and Worthy will
forever will be
cancel
the
out. I'm taking
forever will
Kittle over
never be.
Ferguson.
What?
Uh,
Get a little Ferguson. Ferguson number one, bro.
yeah, but wait till this week when Kittle tears up the Texans, Tyler. I hope you're ready for that.
The man has 6 touchdowns.
I know, but Kittle has those one game a year where he has three touchdowns and like 120 yards or something like that. So it could be
I
against
mean, it's bold,
the Houston Texans defense. Who knows?
bold.
Fair. I mean, maybe they cancel out. I think I don't. I just don't see Ferguson going off against the Denver's secondary.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think very highly of their secondary. That's why I'm not. I think Kittle has a better matchup. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
Dottle's going down now. He has a split, so I'm taking Williams over him. Oh, a tight end at a flex for Jason. That's interesting. Over Algier. Has he been doing any work? Let's
He
see.
sometimes does.
No,
Sometimes he gets a touchdown.
I'm just gonna go on average. That's gonna cancel out.
I don't
So
know
I
why he's
think.
not playing Pollard. I guess it's because it's Miami.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I think on paper, Jason's team might edge Steve out a little bit, but oh, is Slayton gonna come back? I don't know why Steve's not playing Slayton.
He's picked him up, so I think he is, and he might. I think he's probably just waiting to
Oh,
see how he goes.
okay. Well, I think I give a slight advantage to Jason in terms of this matchup. What are you thinking?
I'm honestly gonna pick Steve, so that's
Okay,
just
all
how it
right,
is,
yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah. We cancel each other out. We'll see. We'll have to see how that turns out this week.
Uh, Yeah, I mean, I think that it's to me, it's incredibly rare to have somebody. I guess I shouldn't throw shade at Jason Taylor. What I was kind of talking about in the background, because I'll talk about this every year. I mean, every podcast that we do this year, which is that I had that decision of picking between these running backs, and Jonathan Taylor was one of them. But to be fair, I think he was at the bottom. I didn't really actually consider him. I just knew that he was one that I could pick up, but there were many other people that I would have picked up before him, Chase Brown including one of them. And it's going to be one of my biggest regrets. The dude is a freaking beast. So it seems like Jonathan Taylor actually is number one in running backs and number two overall. So even better
I
than
think so.
CMC. And that's just like incredible. But I'm saying all of that because I don't think that level of production can be sustained in the sense that at some point either they will slow down because of how the season goes, because when you have these really incredible numbers, it means you're getting really high usage. And so to me, eventually it will come down to earth. And I think that's going to happen for Jason's team. unfortunately.
Hmm.
And I know that some of them have been doing really well. Like even Mayo, sometimes it seems like he's been a lot more consistent. But yeah, we'll see. I, I don't know. To me, the bright spot, of course, is Javonte Williams. I love that guy when I actually get to watch him play on the Cowboys. But other than that, I see more of a regression to the mean for Jason's team and something in the middle of the road. Whereas with Steve's team, I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you. Jason Ferguson has been a beast. Dowdle, I think, will still continue to. I don't know how he hasn't gotten the starting job, but we'll still continue to do that. Let's
I
not forget our
mean,
defenses, although they are playing the
Chuba's
Giants.
pretty good too.
And most importantly, you have Drake London playing against Miami, who has the worst defense ever. So they're gonna tear him up.
That's
If
fair.
Drake
That's fair.
London doesn't get 30 points, I would be surprised. I'm just kidding, but I think 30 points is definitely feasible playing against Miami. So uh,
What's
yeah,
crazy though
again,
is Jason didn't get JT till the second round. Actually, now that I'm looking at
that's
the.
I know because I would have taken him, but he wasn't on
Oh, you
anyone's
took
radar.
Chase Brown over him.
Yeah, it was him, Josh Jacobs. I talked about this last episode. I believe it was Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs.
No,
Um,
I had Jacobs. So it was Chase Brown, Bucky Irving, James Cook, and JT were kind of your
yeah,
next options.
it was Bucky Irving in it. No, I was saying like this is the pool of running backs that from my mock drafts had come to me. So
Oh,
you
got
had
you.
taken. I'm sorry, who did you
Jacobs.
take?
I took
You took
Jacobs, yeah.
Jacobs. So then that left me with Brown and Taylor, and I can't remember who else. I don't even think the James Cook was even on my radar as well. But like I
Ah,
basically was like, I'm going Brown. I think there was another guy I was interested in taking, but I didn't. And yeah, anyway, that's fine. So what are we? Was Joe's
no,
Joe and
our,
Force?
yep, that's the last matchup we have. And it's looking
Joe
pretty
and
competitive.
Force.
Uh, oh, well, Forrest
Scatterboo.
doesn't have a quarterback in right now because
I ain't
Jaden's
even gonna
actually
go
hurt.
there. Ain't even gonna
So he'll have to pick up a quarterback this week.
let
He's
him pick
definitely
up
not going to
the.
drop Jaden, actually. All right, at least I wouldn't
He just needs
suspect
to
him
play
dropping
Taysom
him.
Hill.
I have Taysom Hill.
Oh, dude, never mind. Off the table. Sorry, Forrest.
But yeah, this matchup's looking interesting. Actually, Saquon, I don't have a lot of faith in Saquon this year. He's got Pickens though, and Wandale Robinson,
Fighting words.
Robinson. Um, this is an interesting matchup. I don't have a favorite right now.
I don't have a favorite either, other than Joe's juju might still continue. So Joe actually is that guy. We need to come up with words for these things. But Joe's team is pretty good, but he also, I think, has the least points against him the whole time. He's basically doing the opposite of me, which is really good offense, really poor contenders. And I have really poor offense and really great contenders. So it all works out where we're at. But I just think that will happen. This is a trend that I think you can't buck. So player performance you can, but when people get lucky like this, I remember you for a couple of seasons were like this too, RJ.
I
And
did, yeah.
yeah, I don't know what it is. People are just,
Well,
and I guess
I've had both ends of it.
yeah, I guess part of that is playing our division for Joe, so that probably also helps his points against in our very weak division. So that would make more sense. Anyway, so looking on it, I would call it a coin flip. To be honest with you, if I were to pick one, I would say it's Forest, but there's no real particular reason. I guess Scatterboo. I'm gonna say because of Scatterboo,
Yeah,
Forest is
that's
gonna
kind of
win
where I'm aligning too.
because he's got the heart. He's got the heart that you need and young
Uh,
legs.
no, I think he has early signs of CTE, is what we mean, and he's just decided to keep throwing his head at other players. But I do like the passion, and so yeah, I like Scadaboo, and
Oh, that's so
I
funny.
like Pickens actually this week. And yeah, if if Forrest just gets in a quarterback, I think he takes it
Mhm.
because I don't see Joe dropping a lot of his people on his bench right now. He's
Yeah.
definitely not dropping JSN. He's not going to drop Kyron. He's been holding on to Ayuk all season, so he would have to drop Pearsall. And I just don't think. Uh, well, if you're saying Drake London's going to have a game, then Phoenix is going to have a game.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Um, I I don't trust Kyle Pitts. I don't know. Yeah, I'm also going to give it to Forrest. Um, I think that's kind of where I'm seeing. But I guess that kind of takes us into the end of the pod, Marky. What are you feeling? Anything else you want to kind of cover?
Well, it's kind of like, yeah, it's towards the end, but I was hoping to just get an idea about looking forward, kind of like what we did last. So, looking at the next 3 or 4 weeks, I really feel like for myself, things are going to turn around. I've got the bye week on Taylor. I have Sam next week. I have Adam the week after that. And then I kind of get some competition in Jason after that. Not saying that, again, I can totally drop the ball in between that, but I think it's very realistic for me to kind of have three off and then kind of be back three on. And I'm really excited for that personally.
Okay, got you. I'm I haven't looked too far ahead. Um, when do we start our division matchups again? Is that week 12?
Yeah, it's week 12. So the final week is going to be 14. So I just counted there's seven, including this week, there are 7 games remaining. So things are looking pretty slim. But as you said, Sam technically could start this week, turn things around and win 7 straight and make it to the playoffs. So,
Oh man, I'm not liking my next two of my next three matchups. I'm not looking forward to. I have Joe and Tyler,
okay.
and then we'll see how Taylor plays this week. Yeah, actually, I don't have a lot of faith. I'm gonna say it's a toss up between me and Taylor, and then I'm probably gonna give it to Joe and Tyler for my next few weeks. So I'm
Nice.
hoping to just come out even going into to the division round or to our next division round. We'll
Hmm.
see if that happens. Um, but how are you feeling,
I
Marky?
forgot.
You feel you have like any kind of predictions for
Yeah,
champion?
I mean, I was trying to remember who did you say that it was? I'm still a
So I
little
actually said, if I'm remembering correctly, I said Arlem,
okay.
and I think
Interesting.
I said David. I think that's kind of where my
There you
my
go. I think I remember David.
um. But then
Oh,
Arlen was
that's an
talking trash
interesting
in the
pick.
group chat, and I decided to revoke that and give it to Tyler. So
There
we'll
you go.
see. Um,
Uh, I
I
still think
still
it's good. Good.
no, no, I still I'm more iffy now with David. I still think Arlem's team's competitive. I might be slightly leaning towards Joe and Caleb. I mean, the 6-1s are just they look great.
Yeah,
Out of those three, I might actually I'm gonna lean towards Caleb now. I think Caleb's team is pretty strong, especially with the bringing in of Rasheed Rice.
yeah, yeah. I mean, my take. I think I will predict a championship right now, just to kind of for the fun of it. It will never be as the core of the sun hot take that you did 4 weeks ago, with very little knowledge. So, but I would actually pick Joey to win.
Okay.
I really like Joe's team. I think the only thing he's really lacking is a solid quarterback. But I think that eventually, through one way or another, he'll find that. But his team, I don't know. They just continue to perform pretty well. And the crazy thing for me is that they're not really that. To me, they're not like big name people. Uh, but Jared Cook gives to be a staple, and I don't know. And again, I believe in the juju, so Joe will continue to have those people that score that perform poorly against him as well.
I mean, he's
Other
been
than
holding
that,
on to Ayuk too all season, so
yeah,
we'll see
there's
if that
that.
helps
So
his team too.
other than that, I really don't think. I mean, I will still stand true. I can't talk about the other guys. Sorry, y'all. If y'all want to have feedback, join the pod next time. But I think that people will continue in those trends that they are. Basically, like if you're already, I mean, besides myself, of course, I think I'll be 5-5. That's another prediction I'll make by the time that we meet up. Or, I'll have 5 wins. And but those that are winning are going to be winning, and those that are 50-50 are going to keep going 50-50 unless like some injury happens or there's some dramatic pickup. To be fair, I think Steve's season actually he was trajecting downwards until he picked up Dowdle, which helped out
Yeah.
him a lot. So, um, but
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
that's
that's going back into a split backfield though. So we'll see
yeah,
how that helps.
yeah. So we'll see that how that helps. But yeah, that's really all that I have. I wish I could pay attention more to the guys, or if we had another. Hopefully, we can get another guy or two on
Yeah,
here,
hopefully we
then
can
they
get
can
a
give
guest on
more
here. Yeah.
feedback. about
Benefits of
the
being on the
comings and
pod, you get
goings
to
in the
talk about
league.
your
So
team.
yeah, I make fun of people, and they have no reason or no ability to rebuff it. So it's a
No,
good
yeah.
life.
No, I agree with you. I think the trends, at least for the bottom ones, are probably going to keep trending the same way.
Mm.
And the middle of the pack is going to keep being a fight, and then yeah, the top players are probably unless fingers crossed, no, like an injury occurs, then it's probably going to stay consistent. It's going to be an interesting fight for this middle, though.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see. Football is a crazy sport. Fantasy is a crazy sport of luck. So people can start booming and people can start busting. And then also, the worst thing, which sucks is injury. So like Mike Evans recently just got hurt, and that's terrible. So I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's
that
all
was
that
unfortunate. Was really hoping that he
poor
could
dude.
break their record.
So, but yeah, he broke something else, and yeah.
He had a Daniel kind of injury, y'all. For those in the pod, if you know, you know.
so so I think that hopefully that doesn't happen. We don't want that to happen to any of the players, but yeah, assuming all things stay equal, I think I think we agree that things are going to keep going as they were. We'll see. People do get hurt sadly, and things do change, and it'll be interesting to see what the layout is in the next 3 or 4 weeks. But I think that's all that we have, and so we are signing off for the night and for the month, and hopefully be back before Thanksgiving. So gobble gobble. It's not hog the nog yet, but we're getting there.
See y'all soon.
Yeah, peace.